And then the rest, the chair, I just agree with you that we need to see how best to improve. I think that was one of the main reasons for that big difference.
But
maybe
I'll notice there was a drop.
Yes, I've said, I've taken note of that. Just the way you mentioned it.
Explained by the other theories that you had advanced earlier?
No, the other ones that we had on physical planning and all those are issues that I need to really delve deep into.
Okay, proceed.
Okay. So, Chair, maybe I'll just start with what Senator Seki said and finish with what Senator Sifuna had said. For Seki, I think one of the biggest problems, and it's good that you worked with, you said you had some experience with transition authority. One of the biggest problems I faced here when I came in here, you know, we didn't even have a staff establishment. We have been using those temporary arrangements of transition authority. And I'm just saying maybe it's one of the reasons we even got this issue we have just had about receipt of revenue. Got it wrong because it was not even in our staff establishment. But there was also no staff establishment. It's just now that we are having staff establishment. So I agree with you that there are a lot of areas that need to be improved. But for 10 years, almost 14 years, we have been using that transition authority thing, and you can see the way our government was configured. So I'll agree with you that there will be areas to improve. On what Senator Wambua, you said, I think I can leave it the way it is. It was a form of advisory on what needs to be done. On what Senator Sifuna has said, there are quite a number of initiatives, as I had said earlier, like the act that we stepped down. Maybe we can bring it to the Senate. You look at it, the one that had been passed by our county assembly, and maybe advise. I hope we'll be able to get a copy so that we can share with the Senate when they are still here and look on how best we can go around some of those areas that need to be done. And
your team is that you as a governor, you are the one who is elected, you are the one who talks to the people.
yes.
And it must be clear to the market woman that when she pays 20 shillings for market access fee, that money finds itself in the accounts of the county and comes back to improve the market. This conversation you have had here, some people might interpret it to mean that that money does not reach where it's supposed to reach. And I think that you have a responsibility to ensure there is that transparency and accountability for every shilling that is collected. We are loud at talking about corruption at the national government, but people feel corruption at the county government more than the one in Nairobi. So please make sure that there are no hints and no perceptions that you are taxing a boda rider, a market trader, a truck driver, and then that money disappears in a conversation around receiver of revenue. Those are the things that make devolution look bad.
Yeah. So, but Chair, you'll also see, just like you had said earlier, in subsequent years, we are improving bit by bit. And I tend to think as we continue to have these conversations, we are going to be improving. But because there is always an improvement on what we have been doing.
Governor, your officers owe you some technical explanation, because the Auditor General has told us they're already on the ground. Your own source revenue is at about 500 million now. Why? Because of two things: hospital fees and the new basis of accounting. It is not true growth. So if they are telling you that you have collected 500 million and you should be happy, put them, and you know, you're a man who has been in all levels of government. The only thing you haven't been is president. You must ask that question. Do not go proclaiming you have collected 500 million before you have interrogated. Some people will steal from the public and then tell you that you have grown because we have gone to accrual basis of accounting. So please, before you pronounce it, interrogate it. Members, can we proceed to the report on the executive? On the report on the executive, the opinion of the Auditor General was, OAG, what was your opinion?
Qualified Chair.
Now, on that report, the Senate attempted to come up with recommendations, but we made recommendations on the basis of written submissions because, Governor, you did not appear before this committee to explain measures taken or to respond to the issues that were raised by the Auditor General. I think at this point, because this is a matter that came up at a past meeting that we had with the Auditor General, the Senator from Busia, Senator Okoiti Omtata, had raised concerns about the report of the Auditor General for the financial year 2022-2023. The Senator went ahead and wrote to the Auditor General asking the OAG to expand her scope of audit to cover a few issues. One of the issues the Senator wanted interrogated for lawfulness and efficiency was construction of the Governor's Lounge. The other one were allegations of mispropriety in award of contract to WebTribe. The other one was procurement of a refrigerated truck. The other one was on beautification of Busia. The other one was on medical supplies, alleged fraudulent procurements leading to the lack of medical supplies to county hospitals. Then there was an issue on hire of dredgers from Uasin Gishu. There was an issue on pending bills and an issue on interest management. Now, the reason why I raise that, because that letter was properly served on this committee, properly served on the Auditor General, and properly served on the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. We have already discussed this, so I just want very, very quickly the OAG to give us an update on how that matter was dealt with and whether those issues are in this report, and maybe EACC to give us an update so that we don't brush that letter aside, and then now we can go to the substantive report. OAG.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. On those particular matters that were raised in that letter to the Auditor General, in the subsequent audit of 2023-2024, the following issues were raised. One, matters on pending bills and emphasis of matter, issue number 2. Then, Chair, on the report on lawfulness and effectiveness in use of public resources, issue number 3.4 on trailer park at Mudida. Then, Chair, another issue was raised at paragraph number 4 under the same section of the report titled Unexplained construction of designated parking areas at Busia Municipality. Honorable Chair, another paragraph is raised at the number 5 titled Incomplete Innovation of Busia Stadium. Honorable Chair, another issue is raised at the paragraph 6 on Unexplained the organization of Busia Town. Honorable Chair, another issue, number 7, raised titled Abandoned Project. Description is on modern visiting room at Bunyala Fishermen Comparative Society. Honorable Chair, another issue was raised at the receiver of revenue report at the paragraph 7, and that issue is titled Integrated Revenue at the Hospital Management System. The contract amount, was 59 million. Chair, on the hire of dredger, we didn't get any evidence that any payment were made to the county government of Matiang'i. Then, Chair, on the procurement of Governor's Lodge, that matter had been reported during the year 2022-2023, and the Governor indicated, or management indicated, that EACC took the document for investigation. Chair can confirm that we wrote to EACC and they confirmed to us that they took all the documents in relation to that matter. Chair, we are still monitoring that matter in the current audit for 2024-2025. So the matter is not yet cleared, even if we have not been given documents. We have confirmation from EACC that they took the document for investigations.
Yeah, but I think, as you had said earlier, that matter, even though the EACC is investigating it, if the non-conformances you had raised have not been addressed, then it should not disappear from your report.
Sure, that is noted. We are going to have it included in the current audit of 2024-2025.
Yeah, so that we don't give the wrong impression that this committee has cleared a matter and yet it is still outstanding. Senator,
I just get clarity from the auditor. How much money was involved in that governor's launch? What was the figure involved?
You can give us a few minutes, we can come, Chair.
And Chair, when the auditor, EACC picks documents, why can't they just maybe do copies, certify them for the sake of having the documents back to the entity for the sake of auditing? How long would the EACC stay with the documents? Infinitesimally? Will they never come back to the entity?
They took original documents and they never left out back copies. And as auditors, we don't audit copies. You can only look at certified copies.
No, I think we'll get into a conversation which we said we didn't want to get into. The amount involved in the governor's launch was 29.9 million. It was in an audit report. The concern is that it is no longer in the audit report and yet it remains unresolved. That is a concern. And we have already addressed that, and we have agreed that in the audit you are carrying out, if the gaps are still unresolved, it must find itself in the audit report.
Yes, we will, Chair.
Because I think Busia is a fairly litigious county. I think there are some decisions that have come from the courts with regards to the role of even a senator in terms of oversight. So if it does not find itself here, the senator will find it very difficult to raise it